So, one of the biggest keys to becoming wealthy is to actually look poor. The rich figured this out a long time ago, and for good reason, because it actually increases their wealth while decreasing their risk. That is a perfect investment, right? I mean, basically low risk, high return, and that is what looking poor does, and I'll show you exactly why today. And I believe everybody can achieve financial freedom and be able to retire early despite all the lies that you've been told. So make sure you're subscribed to this channel so that way you can get the truth on that, because they don't want you to know it and I want you to be completely free from this mess. So why exactly do rich people actually try to look poor, and why is it so important to actually becoming wealthy? Reason number one is privacy and security. Facts are, when you have money, the last thing you want is to have your privacy intruded on, and more importantly, the security of yourself and your family and those around you to be compromised as well. There's no better way to make yourself a target than to go out there wearing some ridiculous outfit with, a bunch of jewelry on, a bunch of expensive watches, driving up in your fancy car, all those sort of things. Great. They're great for influencers and they're great for creating an illusion of wealth, but they're terrible in regards to actually having privacy and security. And more importantly, those folks that do that sort of stuff, they make up less than 5% of the wealthy. The other 95% plus do it this way. They completely try to hide their wealth by actually looking poor. They want to blend in to what's going on out there and just be another person that's out there. And the reason why, and this proverb has been around for thousands of years, and that is basically the poor try to look rich and the rich try to look poor, so they're not even bothered. Some version of that proverb has been out there for thousands of years across multiple, obviously generations, across multiple cultures. There is some version of that out there. It's just kind of one of those universal truths. If you want privacy and you want to avoid problems, you might want to try not looking rich, but instead looking like everybody else. Reason number two, it relieves all the social pressure. Look, as most of us know, keeping up with the Joneses sucks and it keeps you completely trapped. And guess what? It's the same exact thing for the wealthy as well. Keeping up with more expensive Joneses sucks just as much as trying to keep up with other Joneses as well. There's nothing good about any of this sort of stuff. When you make the decision to actually look poor instead of trying to look like everybody else and be like everybody else, regardless of what social status you're in, it becomes much easier and the social pressure is completely relieved. I know I have friends that personally make 7 figures a year and they are dead broke because they just can't not look certain ways. They can't not have the newest and latest Mercedes. They can't not have a toy in the garage. They can't not live in certain neighborhoods and absolutely ridiculous homes. And then the moment one of their buddies gets an even better home, they want an even better home. It's utterly ridiculous, and obviously it has bankrupted many people, and it creates a situation where those people are going to have to work the rest of their lives despite the fact they make life-changing money every single year. Getting over yourself and deciding to look poor instead of trying to look mega rich relieves all that social pressure. Reason number three, to avoid being upcharged. Nobody likes having to pay more than they should, and I agree, rich people shouldn't be out there trying to abuse and trying to just get prices down ridiculously low. I have seen that too, and it's kind of disgusting. It's like everybody should be willing to pay a fair price for everything. I agree with that. But those folks that get out there and they try to just, whittle somebody down to zero and try to get the best deal possible every single time when it makes no material difference to their finances or anything else, I can't stand that. I'm right there with you guys. However, on the flip side of that, I can't stand it when somebody finds out somebody else is wealthy or maybe a famous athlete or actress or whatever the case is, and now all of a sudden for the same service, the same everything, they want to double or triple the price. That's called ripping somebody off, and even if you have the money to be ripped off, it doesn't make it right, and it doesn't mean you want it to happen to you. So therefore, looking poor avoids that situation at all, to where you'll just get a fair price, which I think we all agree, everybody should be getting a fair price on every product. Nobody should be getting an extreme discount because of their situation, and on the flip side of that, nobody should be paying a ridiculous amount on the other end just simply for the fact they happen to make a lot of money. Rich people know that's exactly what happens to them all the time, and that's exactly the reason why they choose to just try to look like everybody else to avoid that situation altogether. Reason number four, it allows you to focus on building wealth. When you decide you aren't going to try to look rich anymore, but you're just going to be, kind of like everybody else, it frees up a lot of time because you're no longer trying to figure out what's the next gadget, what's the latest trend, what's the latest whatever that's going on. You can put your focus in other areas like actually building your wealth instead of worrying about what you're going to wear the next day. Or are you out of style? Or what's the latest trend? Or what's the latest gadget that I need to have that I can show off on social media? You're not worried about any of that sort of stuff. You're worried about building your actual wealth. So it's kind of twofold. One, you're freeing up more time to build wealth, which a lot of excuses that I hear are the reason why people aren't building wealth is time. And then two, it also frees up money as well to actually invest and to put towards building wealth, which is kind of the other thing that I always hear. I don't have enough time, and I hear I don't have enough money to invest. It kind of solves both of those problems by doing this and allows you to focus on building wealth. And the final reason is it gives you real freedom in the end. The reality is, if you're not busy trying to look wealthy and chasing all those other things, and instead you're just kind of focusing on other things in the first place, you have the ultimate freedom because you have freedom of choice. You can choose what you want to do in life. It's about having the freedom to take on new risk, start a new business, even donate to charity without having to risk your financial future because of everything else that you've tied to trying to look rich. When you eliminate all that and you just focus on doing those other things, it gives you the ultimate freedom, from jobs to what you do with your money to everything else in life. It gives you that ultimate freedom. I agree, our system is completely broken, and this channel is all about showing you the real truth about financial freedom and retiring early. So make sure you're subscribed, because guess what? It's blacklisted by society. They don't want you to know about it, but I want you to be completely free from this mess. Whether you're 25 or 65, this absolutely applies to you. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.